I've felt the most alive. But it's also been so hard. The last couple of years have been... I think it's time I give you a proper career transition update. I started the White Girl channel because I wanted to show that transition between quitting your job or a career to then being jobless and finally arriving at that destination of your dream brand new career. So initially this channel was going to be all about vlogging and regular life updates, but life verified this idea, and as you know, my career transition has turned out to be not just about redesigning my work life. It turned out to be about redesigning my entire life. This transition has involved a lot of working on myself, and that was the part that I have been sharing more of here on the White Girl so far. But of course, there have been also many things that were changing in the background, both in my personal and professional life. And today I want to focus on the latter and give you a proper update on where I stand in terms of work and share with you my career transition journey. When I first quit, I had no idea what I wanted to do, so I went traveling to clear my head, to refocus and to recuperate. And when I came back, I was planning on looking for a full-time work, but I couldn't find anything that sparked joy and that felt right. I quit my job without any plan B, and this week I had my first job interview. I was wondering what extra value I could bring to my application, and I thought instead of writing a cover letter, I could record my cover letter and give you an opportunity to get to know me a little bit better. Hi Mimi, hi Lex. If you're watching this video, it probably means that you've read most of my application by now. So in this video cover letter, I'm going to talk about a couple of things. To help myself narrow down my interests and pair them with my skills, I applied for a career advisor, and I worked with a lady called Lily for a few months. She helped me open my eyes to opportunities that I hadn't considered before, and helped me prep for a couple of interviews. So pretty quickly I realized that there was no point in accepting just any job for the sake of having a job, and I started focusing on pursuing my interests and developing new skills, and I treated that as my new full-time job. There were 3 key areas I was focusing on in terms of work/interest. The first one was making YouTube videos and growing the White Girl channel. I was also writing articles on Medium and podcasting, which I haven't shared anything about, but we will come back to this. In terms of upskilling and education, I was also doing so many different courses on the side on visual note-taking, including mind mapping, filmmaking, learning techniques in general, business and self-growth. 2020 is for me a year of investing myself. I want to be continuously doing different courses throughout the year. Right now, as you probably know, I'm already doing an online course called Lifebook. I attended 2 workshops in the end, one on editing photos on iPhone and the other one on taking selfies. Back to Lifebook. I keep talking about this program because I really feel like it has a potential to transform my life. Yesterday, I attended a workshop in calligraphy. After a few months of doing these activities, I realized that I didn't want to go back to working full-time for someone else, but instead I wanted to continue what I was doing and see where it would take me. This is when my freelancing journey began. I decided to become self-employed and try and build a business. If everything failed, at least I would know that I'd tried. I did some research on support for new businesses in the UK, and I applied for a new enterprise program, which meant that I had a bit of help when I was setting everything up. One of the key things that I want to complete this week is my business plan. I reached out to my work coach and they put me in touch with people who will be helping me with developing my business idea. Eventually, in September 2020, I officially became a sole trader. HMRC website, I'm registering for self-assessment, sole trader, and I'm gonna be a company officially from today. Exciting. So technically, that was the moment my self-unemployment ended, but really it's only now that things have started moving. So how being a sole trader changed things for me? In the beginning, it didn't change much apart from giving me more focus. By writing a business plan, I had to pick a preliminary direction and visualize what I wanted to do as a whole. But the base of that new venture was going to be what I was already doing: growing YouTube, freelance writing, everything revolving around the theme of searching for deeper meaning and designing your life. In the first few months, I didn't earn anything apart from a few dollars here and there on Medium. Here they are. I also didn't have any clients that I could do writing for, and my YouTube channel wasn't monetized yet. So I was still living off my savings. But 2021 came and opportunities started popping up. So let's talk about where I am now in terms of my career and what I actually do. The most obvious thing that you can see here is this YouTube channel. The next thing I do is freelance writing. So I'm working with businesses and I do copywriting for them, and I really enjoy it. And it's a little bit of a surprise because when I was accepting those jobs, I wasn't sure whether I would actually like it, because it's a very business focused copywriting, and I was worried that maybe it would be like my old job. Luckily, that's not the case, and I really enjoy what I do. And I'm also able to use other skills like working with people, facilitating workshops, and also mind mapping. As for other types of writing that I do, and particularly Medium, I haven't written much on the platform because I felt a bit stifled. Maybe it's the fact that I'm constantly thinking about how to tailor my writing to their guidelines, or how to adapt myself to a specific pub that I want to publish in. Or maybe it's the fact that I don't really know who I am speaking to. But the one thing I know for sure is that I do want to continue writing online. So I've decided to set up my own website. Yes, I'm finishing my website and I want to launch it at the end of this month so that I can bring everything that I do into one place. That's where you will find my writing in the future. Although I'm not giving up on Medium, and I may be cross-publishing between my website and Medium. Okay, so there's one last venture that is so dear to my heart, and I have never shared this with you before, for no other reason other than the fact that the timing hasn't been right. I have a podcast called Your Local Foreigners that I co-host with my best friend Anya, whom you might recognize from one of my previous videos. I'll leave links to the podcast down below so you can check it out. So what is Your Local Foreigners? Anya and I are two Polish girls living in the UK, and we identify ourselves as foreigners and as immigrants, and we are proud of it. We think that it's a great place to be. It gives us a unique perspective on life in Britain, and this is exactly the topic of the podcast. In a not so serious way, we explore and discuss the British life and culture, and through that also what it means to be foreign. Our mission is to redefine the term foreigner and immigrant, to remove any stigmas around it, and to instill that sense of pride in anyone who identify themselves as one or the other, or anything else in between, because we are in between countries and cultures, and there's so much value in that. I haven't shared this before because we started publishing Your Local Foreigners more or less at the same time when I started the White Girl channel, which was at the end of 2019. So the podcast was new, my YouTube channel was new, and I wasn't exactly sure what I wanted to share, and also whether any of those would take off. And then when things did start taking off, the pandemic hit and Anya and I were separated. She was in Poland and I was in the UK, and we just decided to take a break from recording. The first season, which includes 16 episodes, is available though on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and most podcast platforms. And season 2 is coming soon. We're back in the same country, and we started recording the second season, and if everything goes well with rules and restrictions, we want to be launching this summer. So I encourage you to check out the first season of Your Local Foreigners, and when season 2 launches, there will be a proper announcement here too, and from now on, now that the secret is out, I can keep you updated. The last couple of years have been a proper ride. It's been a fantastic time. One of the best times of my life, in a sense that I've felt the most alive. But it's also been so hard, and I realized that I haven't been able to capture and show the hardships of this time as much as I would have liked to. So I'll make another video about that. But either way, I'm so happy that at one of the lowest times of my life, I made that terrifying decision to quit. And I decided to look for another path, even though I had no idea which direction to take. If you have any doubts about your career choices, I hope that, if anything, seeing me being in a completely different place from where I was, you will think to yourself, hey, I too can change my life and I will be okay. To finish, I'd like to share with you a description of my dream career that I wrote last year at the beginning of 2020. My career is so enjoyable and interesting that I cannot wait to start work every day. It gives me the lifestyle and financial wealth I want. I use my main skills: communication, building relationships, supporting, inspiring, creativity, teaching, and business mindset. I have created many companies and they are all supporting not only myself and my growth, but also other people. I am self-actualizing through my career and bring an incredible contribution to the world through it. Thanks for joining me today, and I'll see you in my next one. Bye!